The hospital air tasted of bleach and dying hope. I checked my watch. 2:14 a.m. The fluorescent lights hummed with a low, electrical anxiety that matched the vibration in my marrow. When the sergeant called, his voice was a flat line. "There's been an incident at the Sterling residence. Your husband is being questioned. Your friend, Julian, is in the ICU. You need to come." I didn't cry. I didn't even tremble. I looked at the black dress hanging on my closet door. I had bought it for a funeral. I just hadn't decided whose yet. For months I had played the part of the doting wife while Julian provided the heat my marriage lacked. I thought I was the predator. I thought I was the one holding the strings, weaving a web where I could have the security of my husband's wealth and the adrenaline of Julian's touch. I warned Mark, not with words. Mark wasn't a man of words, but with silence. I let the scent of Julian's cologne linger on my skin. I left my phone face up. I wanted him to see. I wanted him to break so I could finally file the papers and claim the life insurance policy that would set me free. But Mark didn't break. He became a ghost. The ICU doors hissed open. Mark was sitting in the hallway, his shirt sleeves rolled up, his knuckles split and scrubbed clean. He looked up. There was no rage in his eyes, only a terrifying, hollow clarity. "He's inside," Mark said. His voice was a whisper, sandpaper on silk. "He's waiting for you." I walked past him. My heart was a hammer against my ribs. I expected to see Julian bruised. I expected a broken nose, perhaps a black eye, the standard hallmarks of a jealous husband's outburst. I entered the room. The machines were screaming in rhythmic chirps. Julian lay there. He wasn't just beaten, he was altered. His mouth was pulled back in a permanent, horrific stretch. He was conscious, his eyes darting toward me, filled with a liquid, primal terror I had never seen in a man. I looked down at the medical chart, then back at Julian. My husband hadn't just attacked him, he had performed surgery. Mark had used his old dental tools, the ones he kept in the basement, to fix Julian's smile. He had inserted a series of permanent, jagged metal braces into Julian's jaw, wired so tightly that Julian would never be able to speak, eat, or kiss again without searing pain. He hadn't killed him, he had deleted his purpose. I felt the air leave the room. The insurance money required a death. Mark knew that. By keeping Julian alive but shattered, he had robbed me of my payout and my lover in a single surgical strike. I felt a hand on my shoulder, cold, heavy. "He'll never say my name again," Mark whispered in my ear, "and he'll certainly never say yours." I looked at Julian's eyes. He wasn't looking at me with love. He was looking at me with loathing. He blamed me. I was the one who brought the monster to his door. I turned to Mark. My face was a mask of stone. I saw the trap now. If I left with nothing. No money, no lover, only the reputation of a woman whose husband went mad because of her sins. "You're a monster," I breathed. Mark smiled. It was the most honest thing I'd ever seen him do. "I'm a craftsman, Evelyn. I just remodeled our life." I walked out of the hospital as the sun began to bleed over the horizon. I didn't go back to the house. I didn't go to the police. I went to the bank. The realization hit me with the force of a tidal wave. Mark hadn't just heard Julian, he had shown me his hand. He was capable of a darkness that made my little affair look like a child's game. I sat in my car and watched the world wake up. People going to work, people buying coffee. None of them knew the weight of the silence I was now carrying. I reached into my bag and pulled out the small silver key to our shared safe deposit box. I didn't need the insurance money anymore. I didn't need Julian. I needed to disappear, before the craftsman decided I was his next project. The game was over. I had lost the lever and the fortune, but I had gained the one thing Mark couldn't wire shut, the exit. I started the engine and drove toward the state line, leaving the ghost of a smile behind me.